Hi guys, look who's joining me today.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey Ange, how's it up there up in the polar north?
Oh, snowy, cold, beautiful. Great place for an R&R. And I'm watching eagles attack something in the water.
That's a little scary. I've been watching the golfers attack the green. They haven't been doing very good today. These pictures of my ugly sweater, Marion. Oh, I wore it the other day. I'll go back there and flip and grab it. But I did wear that thing the other day.
So my family was very disappointed that I did not finish mine. So now I'm going to have to do it for Valentine's to prove myself. But I did wear my cute Shirley wrap, the one that wasn't so ugly, and it worked out great.
Okay. So, hi, Carolyn. Good to see you. 4 to 6 inches in Knoxville. Wow, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. You missed it, Marion. Go back to what day did we do that? Last Tuesday, Angela?
Yeah.
Yeah, go back to the brother page and watch it from last Tuesday's. It's loud and proud on there. It's actually behind me here, but I'm not getting up because I'm not in pretty pants today.
Oh no, are you wearing your Zoom clothes?
I'm wearing my Zoom. Actually, no, I'm not in shorts, but I am not in sweatpants. I'm just in nice, comfy pants today. No pretty clothes today. It's vacation. What can I say? How about you?
Oh, I'm ditto. I'm wearing my lacy top today because I have a little exercise bike upstairs. So every hour I just get up and ride for when did I make it 5 minutes even? Barely 5 minutes. He said he could hold his breath as long. I'm like, at least if I go up there like 10 times, I might get a half an hour workout in.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. How many inches? 18 inches of snow there in Buffalo, Karen? Wow, I'm glad I'm not there. I call it my COVID pants.
Oh, that's funny.
60 degrees there in North Carolina. Wow. I'm actually not sure how warm we are here today. I think we're in the 50s, but it's quite nice. So Independence, Oregon, huh? So hi, Shirley. Yeah, yesterday I had a Zoom class and they revealed their projects that we had worked on before Christmas. So I gave them till after Christmas to finish.
That's a good. How did it turn out?
They did great. They did a great job. Yesterday was fun. So we got to see everybody's. Monica joined us from Poland and she said there's toilet paper issues in Poland as well.
Oh, geez.
It's just amazing that they're having the same issues as we are. So we had somebody join us from Poland. She actually normally is in the States, but she had to go over there for her father. So 70 degrees in Alabama. You lucky devil. That is perfect temperatures. Perfect temperatures. Guys, thanks for joining us today. It is going to be kind of a quick one today. We're just kind of checking to make sure Angela had good service up there in the north.
Thanks for letting me crash your party, Cindy.
Do what?
Thanks for letting me crash your party.
Hey, come join us anytime. We always like to crash parties. I'm finishing up Christmas presents.
Oh, I am too. Don't feel bad.
I'd love to say I got done before Christmas, but I did not. I'm finishing up Christmas presents. So, hey, Judy, your prize should have arrived today. I got a notification from UPS that your prize has arrived. So you might want to check your front porch if you haven't already. All right. You love the Shirley wrap. You need to up it. No, I did not see the Zoom where somebody did not turn off her computer when she went to the bathroom. Oh my goodness, that is bad.
Was that on yours? Was that on your show?
No.
I don't think it was on mine.
No, it wasn't on either one of ours. It's somebody's Zoom. They took their computer to the bathroom and did not turn off the video.
Oh, that would be terrible.
That would be rough. You got your playbook, Kathy. Hopefully you will enjoy your playbook. Now you do definitely have to take time to use it. Otherwise it will do you absolutely no good.
Your playbook is awesome, by the way. It's awesome.
Yeah, you've got some winter reading there, Lori. My suggestion on the P Design workbook is that you take it to your local office store, chop off the spline and have them put it in a spiral binding. So you missed the tree headband. Well, wait a minute. I've still got it here. It hasn't left the desk yet. There you go. and ornaments now.
Oh, love it. I left all of that back at home. I have nothing except for my real glasses.
Yeah, everything's still sitting on my desk. I haven't cleaned it up yet. So I'm glad you like yours, Mary. Good deal. So, but someone must have posted the bathroom from the Zoom. That's just bad. Okay, I can't get past that one, but we do have to go on beyond it. Yeah. Oh, Mary is working on next year's gifts. Well, what good things do you have ideas for us? Because we're going to need them. We have about tapped out.
If I was in advance for next year, my family would disown me. They wouldn't even think it was coming from the right place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mine is shocked. They're getting homemade gifts this year. I haven't done that in a long time, in a really long time.
But there were such good ideas those last 2 weeks on the Brother Sews page. My gosh, every single day there was a new one.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, you got to go with what you got to go. I did so many Facebook Lives this year, though, that's what I'm doing is I'm finishing up pillows. So
I like that.
And I'm telling you, I'm addicted to auto quilt sash borders these days.
I don't blame you on that one.
That is a really nice way to just finish it off. So, Jane, I'm so glad you've enjoyed the lives this year. Angela and I have had a blast doing them on both pages, both hers, mine, actually all three pages, hers, mine, and Brothers. So it's been a fun year. And it's actually had made us get out of our boxes more, I think. So I mean, Angela is not generally a scan and cut person, and she has definitely stepped up to the plate and done.
I'm a scan and cut freak now.
Yeah, we've all grown a little bit on this one, so it's been a lot of fun. Carolyn, yes. Now Carolyn has actually. No, it wasn't Caroline. Who was it that had Jane? Jane she watched May's coloring. Mm-hmm. And so she has now bought her some watercolor pens and is starting to play with watercolor pens.
That's on my list for things to buy before the end of the year, the watercolor pens.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. And she was doing an amazing job. She's got some talent there. You've got some talent there, Jane, I will have to say. Hey, Tana, glad you could join us today. Lynn's grandkids made the snowballs from Marines.
Oh, those are cool.
I've seen a lot of people make those this year. That's been fun. That's been the, when you can't do much of anything else, I guess that's a good route to go. And not as much damage can be done with fluff snowballs. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're getting yours tomorrow. Sweet, Tana. I hope you like the playbook. I mean, we really I worked very hard on that playbook. And hopefully it's I'm pretty sure it's pretty comprehensive. So start at the beginning and it'll teach you all of your little buttons. Oh, by the way, on that USB drive, and if you can't figure out how to do it, how to open it. There's a little video on the Brother page on the Scan and Cut playbook on how to open up the USB drive. There is a glossary that you should print out. It tells you what every button does. That's
perfect. Oh, I like your cup.
Oh, thanks. My aunt gave me that. Kelly says watercolor pens are fun. Yeah, that's a great idea. You use your RedWork designs and fill them in. I actually use, I'll do a lot of that with my fabric pens, my fabric pens are actually also good for other things. I just never watercolored with them. So everybody has liked the snowballs and they've all had a blast with it. Well, today I'm going to play a little bit with software, not tons. I'm just going to give you one last little tip of the year to play with, and maybe you'll have a little bit of fun before you start. We'll do it in all three programs, just different application of what you're going to do. What else was I going to say? Do you want to stay with us, Ange, or do you want to head on out and finish your vacation?
I want to watch, so I'm going to leave everyone so I can watch you on my big screen, if that's all right.
Thanks for joining us. Glad your internet's working, and we shall see you in 2021.
Happy New Year almost. Thanks, Cindy. Bye, everyone.
Okay, guys, so let's see here. Let me take you off. There you go. Now, let's see here. Let's go to my screen. We have cheers up here, and I'm going to take that off. I am in PE Design right now. So we're going to talk about applique lettering a little bit. and how to do double applique lettering. So that's really what I'm going to do today, and you will have I think you will enjoy this. Let's just click on our home tab on our normal text tool and click on the design page to activate the tool. And then we're going to type in our text. I'm going to just go with cheers today and press enter on the keyboard. So Angela, they're all telling you Happy New Year's. So you do have a Happy New Year's here. Now, I have actually added some kerning in, and what kerning is the spacing between letters. I tend to use kerning instead of character spacing because it always works. Character spacing only works on certain things. So that's my tip to you today is kerning always works, and I've added about 5 millimeters of kerning just to give me a little bit of space between the letters, because when you're making applique letters, you want them big and chunky. The fatter the letter, the better this will turn out. So I'm going to keep going just a little bit. And since I'm not stitching this, I don't really care. Let's pick a little bit bigger of a hoop. How about we go with a 6x10? And now let's get on with this. So I'm going to go to my home tab, and I'm going to first center this. So Control M for middle, and we're going to touch our applique wizard. So the applique wizard will actually make my applique to where I do not have any need to increase the size at my scan and cut. It actually places that stitch at the place that you need it to be. So your cut file will get covered as long as you do not take your width down below 2.5. We want to replace this first layer because we are going to create 2 layers. The first layer we're going to replace, the second layer we're going to add to. So the big thing here is if you have any letters that have centers, you want to make sure that you put a check mark and create an applique with hole sewing. That is really important. You will only see it if you have checked replace usually. Choose your tack down stitch. I usually use a zigzag stitch, but if you like a different style, you can use a different style. If you want your covering stitch to be a blanket stitch, that is your E stitch. You could do that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it with zigzag. And we're just going to click OK. So here is actually what's going to be my top layer, but it gets created first. So now we're going to touch that applique wizard again. And we are going to choose add. And this time you tell it how far away from your original pattern that you want it to add. Let's see if we like 3 millimeters. We're going to click OK, and it will add that applique around the outside edge of your letters. So now you've got your 2 appliques. We need to take the second one that we generated and move it to the beginning to sew first, because that would be our bottom layer. So let's come up here. Let's just hold on. Hang tight. My sew first button went away there. So we're going to grab that, hold there, and we're going to drag it up to the beginning. And we'll drop it at the very beginning. And that would be our first layer. So to send this to your scan and cut, the first thing that you're going to do is select the first piece. And then you'll notice I have a piece that has all of my letters here. The reason mine show up like that is because I have show by color order selected in the sewing order window. That means they're all in that one piece, and these are both color-coded applique material, and that's what we want to cut. You could actually save this to a USB and take it directly to the scan and cut machine, and the badge function will work for your PES, and that's perfect. Or you can send it to the scan and cut from here, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to my scan and cut tab. I'm going to hit my select patterns icon right here, so that it selects both those pieces. And you'll notice in my sewing order window, I've got 2 pieces that have blue around them. That's what I want. We're going to choose export. We're going to take this all the way down to nothing and make sure that create a cutting line around the outermost edge only is not selected. I'm going to send it to my Canvas workspace. Well, maybe not today. Let's see here. Let's log out and log back in. Now let me log back in. Hold on a second, guys. They may be working on Canvas Workspace, but I don't think so. All right, so we're logged in now. So let me try exporting again. Offset spacing, that is the key. Take it all the way down and take that check mark off there. So we're going to send it to Canvas Workspace, and we're going to click OK, and we're going to say, yes, we want to send that data to our Scan and Cut at the same time. It automatically sends it to my Scan and Cut machine. I can then separate the bottom layer from the top layer and cut out both parts at the same time. Does that make sense, or did I confuse the heck out of you guys? All right, I'm going to come back over here and see if there's any questions for a second. So that's your double applique in PE Design. It's a really nice effect. It stitches out very quickly. What I personally do is I stitch that applique material line. That's the one I do. I lay my fabric down on top of it and press it into place because I usually back mine. So press it into place for the first layer, go back, stitch around it, put it, it's going to stitch the placement line for the letters next. Put each of your letters in there, press them down, press, don't iron, press, okay? And then go back and stitch that across, and you are done. So yes, Jane, in order to send it wirelessly, it has to go to Canvas Workspace first, and then you can tell it to go to the machine. That's its method of transfer, so you have to tell it yes to Canvas Workspace first. Or you can save it just as an FCM file. It just doesn't go wireless at that point. It just depends on what you want to do. So I could have actually just saved this entire file, taken it directly to the Scan and Cut, and use the badge function on after I picked up my PES, use the badge instead of the flower, and it would have identified all of the parts. So it just depends on which method you want to go with. There's no wrong way. I just personally am a wireless girl these days. It's faster for me. And if I send them both at the same time, then I'm good. You have not been doing it wrong. You can do it either way, but you have not been doing it wrong. But the nice part from PE Design is if you send it to Canvas Workspace first, then you can automatically send it directly to the machine. So that is the nice part about that. All right, so let's talk about how to do double appliques in BES4. Now, you will need a Power Pack for this one unless you want to draw it yourself. So that's Power Pack 1 is the Power Pack that will allow you to do this. All right, let me flip over here and let's flip to a different program. Okay, I'm going to grab my text tool and I'm going to come in here and type in the same text. We'll go with cheers. I want cap locks though. And I am going to choose a font that has an O in front of it because that means it's an outline font. I'm going to use a chunky one that has an O in front of it. Let's see what we've got. I don't want one that's already an applique, so let's just kind of use our arrow key here. I'm using my down arrow key to see what I like. Deco would be kind of fun. So many choices. Let's see what little ones look. Nope, that's too thin. Let's do I'm going to go with Pebbles. Even though that's lowercase, I think it'll be kind of fun. So let's do Pebbles and let's make it big, and I'm going to get that error message, okay? So it is going to be an error message. We're not worrying about it because we are going to convert this to an applique. We're going to go to our Tools tab, and we're going to say Convert to Applique. You now have your first layer. All right, so it is all in applique. We're good with that. Now we're going to cheat. If you don't have Power Pack 1, you can go and draw around this yourself. But if you have Power Pack 1, you have a little tool called Nap Control that is really, really nice. So we're going to click Nap Control. I'm going to change this to metric here for a second. because I know my nap control and metric. I want it 3 millimeters. And we are going to add a finishing run. That just makes life easier. We're going to click OK. And we're actually going to delete our nap control. So it's going to take a minute. It's going to do its thing. There we go. We have our nap control around it. So in our sequence view window, click your plus sign next to your nap control. Click on the part that says fill, because that's the actual nap control, and then delete that. Press delete on your keyboard and it is gone, or you could right mouse click and delete. And then you can convert that piece to applique. Voila, you have your double applique letters. So you can come in and touch your scan and cut button. Those are your different pieces. You can actually separate them if you want to. So if you come and grab all of your blues, you can come and drag them down below. And then you can send those directly to your scan and cut machine if you have PowerPack 1 or PowerPack 2. So we can say scan and cut machine, send to scan and cut machine, and you don't need to worry about naming them. Just click OK, and those will be gone over there as well. Okay, so let's come back over here and let's see if y'all have any questions. Questions on that one? So that, I mean, those are quick, easy ideas. That one is actually layered correctly, because when you put that nap control in there, it automatically goes to the beginning. So you don't have to reorder anything. In PE Design, it's going to be, it goes in the order that you put it in. In BES, that nap control automatically tosses that second layer to the beginning because it's nap control. And since we're getting rid of the nap control, we're good. One last one. We will do Canvas Workspace. So this one we're not going to be doing embroidery with. We would be doing double layers for vinyl. So I believe this, Lynn, is what you're asking me right now. So that's what we're about to do in vinyl. Let me come back over here for Canvas Workspace. And I tried to think of something exciting today, but I think this is a good technique that you all will enjoy. So that's what I went with. So I'm going to grab my text tool. And I'm going to once again type in cheers. And we're going to make it bigger just because, so y'all can see it. And pick a font style. So any font style that you have on your computer, you can use. There are built-in ones. Those are at the top. And then from there, it will give you your drop-down menu for your TrueType fonts. There we go. Now it's let me in. So once you pass US Roman, you are in your computer fonts, just so you know. You can pick any of them, whatever one works for you, whatever makes a wonderful thought that you want to do. Let's see here. Let's try, and this one, it doesn't matter if it's big, small, whatever you want to do, but let's, since I've got it all caps, let's do Cooper. And it'll take it a minute to process and do its little thing. I'm going to make it a little taller just for the heck of it. All right. So for this one, this is really an easy one, guys. You're going to touch your edit button on the right-hand side. You're going to go down and scroll down till you see this button called offset. And this is your create offset line. When you touch that, you can increase your spacing. You want to leave your original line there. Otherwise, it's going to go away. We are going to go outward. You can either round them or bevel them. I'm going to round them so that it rounds things out. And then we're going to touch OK. And voila, it has done it. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to actually undo. And I'm going to change to metric so that I know what I'm doing. That way I'm matching apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. So let's go back into our edit menu, go back down to offset. And that's why. Let's do like 3 millimeters. Click OK. There you go. Now you have your second layer. If you wanted it further away, you can come select it again. I undid. Click offset. Let's say we want to do 5 millimeters. There you go. Now, in your layers window, you'll know that's the first one. This is the second one, and you're ready to go. You can come in and paint them if you want to if you want to check and see what they're going to look like color-wise together. You do not have to do this, but it does give you the idea of what's going to happen, and this lets you know what's cutting first and what's cutting second for sure. So you can tell that the Cheers is cutting second. So if you want to change that, rearrange it in your layers window. Doesn't matter. You can, because you're going to separate them anyway, but you can do that if you would like to. All right, guys. I am coming back up here, and let's see. Any other questions today? If you have questions, I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for ideas about what to do on the next show. I just, sometimes we fly by the seat of our pants. Next Tuesday, I do have a special guest with me. Her name is Karen, and she will be visiting with us about Canvas Workspace. I should be posting that here shortly. We're going to talk about, I don't remember what we decided on, Karen. So yeah, she's sitting here reminding me, don't forget to remind them about next week. Yes. So I've got another special guest. I'm trying to spice it up a little bit, give you all a little bit of something besides me. Because there's so many creatives out there, and you all are part of this, and we're a community. So I've had a wonderful 2020. With COVID and all, it has made me get outside of my box and do another venture. I never thought I would do Facebook Lives. That was not, I didn't think y'all would have, why do you want to listen to me? So Scan and Cut playbooks you'll find at your local dealer. I do not sell those. So that is your local dealer. Marcia, you have no idea how to set up Canvas Workspace. There is an entire chapter on Canvas Workspace in the playbook, but you go to do an internet search for Canvas Workspace, sign up for an account. Some emails it doesn't play nice with, so depends on your email provider. And I never had an issue, but I do know some people who have had issues with that. All right, yes. It depends on the vinyl as to whether you can layer things. So it truly depends on vinyl. If you're doing adhesive vinyl, it doesn't really matter. If you're doing glitter vinyl, different vinyls have different properties. The Brother Glitter vinyl, I do not suggest that you layer on top of. It can be the top layer. It cannot be the bottom layer. Let's see here. Thanks, Tana. Yes, you could do a patch on in PE Design, and you could turn it into a patch for a hat. So that's a great idea, Caroline. Carolyn, I will talk about that. Yes, Charlene, you can still get a discount for the book. It is the same as last week. Let's see here. Where is that banner? Hold on, guys. I'm getting new glasses so that I don't have to do this. My eyesight has definitely changed, so I'm looking forward to getting out of the magnifying glass, looking up at y'all. All right, so there's the discount for this week, and so it's DIG 10. I think it's still good. If it's not, I'll activate it today. Just realize I sold out of everything right before Christmas as far as PE Design books go, so I'm waiting for a lot to come in. I'm waiting for a shipment to come in. So if you have if you have questions and there's things that you want to learn how to do, please let me know. Like I said, I'm always looking for ideas on what to give you, what information to try to share with you if it's something that can be done in a Facebook Live. Yeah, Tamara, that's the one. Taking it, slice the side off of it, take it to your local office supply store. They will slice it off for you, and usually they will bind it for you. You'll have to pay for that, but it was cheaper for you to buy it as a whole than for me to have it bound twice. Can I save to a PES format? Not from Canvas Workspace, from BES or from PE Design. So all our software Brother software is designed for PES. Robin, you're most welcome. I have thoroughly enjoyed you guys, and It's been a fun year. It's been a crazy year, but I have actually enjoyed it. Like I said, it's forced me to stretch myself. Kathy, you can't find nap control, but you can send directly to the ScanNCut. Kathy, look on your tools tab. There on your tools tab where you see applique, if you have Power Pack 1, you'll have nap control. If you have Power Pack 2, you can still send wirelessly to the ScanNCut. Power Pack 1 and Power Pack 2 both gave you that capability. That's a great Christmas gift to yourself, Tana. Thanks, guys. So you all have a wonderful rest of, boy, I feel like I have, okay, I could truly, I thought we had gone an hour, sorry. If you guys have something else you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it today. I just thought today would be a pretty short, quick one. Just kind of check in with you guys, say Happy New Year. It's because it has been a good year. There are videos, Marie, that I have that I've done this year on BES4. There are quite a few, especially at the beginning in the March timeframe, March, April, May. I did a lot with BES4. You'll find them scattered in with PE Design and BES4. I tried to, if I did it in one, I tried to do it in the other to give you the concepts where it goes both ways. If it could be done in both. If it could only be done in one, we will only do it in one. So it just depended on what I was doing this year. I tried to give you a smattering of everything. Now, next year, I will probably add in a couple of other brother programs. I may add in Initial Stitch a little bit of Simply Applique, because some people have that one, just simply because those are mass market. They're not as powerful. So I tend to ignore those a little bit more. So I think I better throw a little bit of that in there. Everything that I can do in Initial Stitch, I can definitely do in BES4, and so just because I do it in a different program doesn't mean that you can't do it in the one that you have. So just keep that in mind. Carolyn, the videos that I've done this year are on my Facebook page. I would greatly appreciate it. That would be my thank you to me this year, to make sure that you have liked my Facebook page and followed it. That would help me greatly. I have a goal. My goal was to reach 2,000 followers this year. We're close. We are very close because I started, I think, with 100. So my goal was 2,000, and I'm almost 1,800 right now. So it would be really nice to do that. If you have questions, yes, just send me you can send it to me from Facebook or email. Actually, email is best for when it comes to questions about the workbook. And if you're trying to do something, email I can get more detail with than I can do with Facebook. So I prefer email over Facebook Messenger when it comes to PE design questions. Have we covered the book entirely? No, we have not. Not in any way, shape, or form. We have just glossed. I mean, I haven't even done workbook lessons here. I've just given you a smattering of things that I think that you want to do. The playbooks for the Luminaire would be at your local dealer. So that they're the only ones that sell playbooks. Yes, tell your husbands to like my page. That's a great idea. We'll get there in no time at all. All right, let's see here. Sharon, you bought PE Design 11, but couldn't get to send wirelessly to your Venture. Venture, is that the Baby Lock 10 needle? Okay. Contact me, Sharon. You may be missing a step. Contact me, because I know that they were able to do it for the Solaris. So contact me, and I will see if I can't walk you through that process. Okay. Yes, I will tell them all that you all said Happy New Year. You all have a Happy New Year as well. We have lots of stuff planned for the next year. Amazing things around the corner. Hopefully we'll get in and do other things. I'm working on trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my next Zoom class. So I will also, for those of you that have my BES4 workbook, we will be starting those up, not this coming week, but the next week. I will start those lives back up. So we'll start that alternating live week back up. In the meantime, if you have questions, please let me know. How can you tell if you loaded the Power Pack on your PC? Okay, well, hold on. I can answer that question right now. If you go into your BES software, if you look at the lock button, it will come down here and let you choose what Power Pack you've got. If you have a serial number right there, you have it activated. If you do not have a serial number there, you have not activated it. The lock is your license button. Okay, guys. Robin, you have a wonderful new year as well. The rest of you guys have a wonderful new year. Kathleen, I always announce them here, and I announce them on my Facebook page. So, trying to think if there's anything else. Thanks, Liz. You guys, like I said, it's an amazing community. I'm thrilled to be part of it. It's a joy to be able to do what I do, something that I'm passionate about as a living. I mean, it is my pleasure to do that. So let's see here. My BES4 book you can get from my website, or you can get it from a authorized dealer. Not every dealer carries it, but there are some that do. Quilter's Corner, Quilt Lizzie, Heidi Sewing, allbrands.com, More Sewing Center, and a few others. And my website. Right now, my coupons are only good on my website, okay? But the Facebook group is part of your purchase for your first year on that. So cheers to all of you guys. Thanks so much, Joanne. Let's see if there's anything else down here that I need to answer. The Power Packs are from your local dealer. So anything that's brother related, that has a brother name on it, you buy from a local dealer. So Becky, that is so sweet. You all are so funny. Yeah, ignore that advice. Angela and I, it has been our pleasure. Angela and Joanne, all of the ambassadors, all of the educators, it's been our pleasure to be able to do this year. You know, it's been an amazing way to share our love. So you guys have a great day. So Sheila, the PE design book I can order for you in the UK. BES, no, but I can order the PE design books for you in the UK. Remember, it is the version 10 book that I'm selling for version 11 right now, because I am working on a supplement for 11. It is not done. My website is, hold on a second, excellent question, Cynthia'sEmbroidery.com. There we go. The discount code LET4 will work for the one on my website. Tana, contact me. Since you're a part of my class, contact me. Okay. Margaret, that's sweet. Thank you so much. I have loved my time with all of you guys. So you all have a wonderful, happy, safe new year. Hopefully everybody stays COVID free. Be safe be safe. That's all I can say. Be safe. I'm happy. I'm thrilled that my father is still with us, who, we thought back in May, he had a week to go. He is still kicking, and they're talking about taking him off hospice. So, it has been an amazing year. Ups, downs, lefts, rights, great moments, bad moments. But overall, it's been an exceptionally good year to me. So I appreciate you guys. How does PE design compare to Palette 11? Okay, that's a question I can answer. Pretty much the same program with two exceptions. Okay, the exceptions are there is no scan and cut tab in Palette. That is a PE design exclusive. And there is no My Stitch Design Factory that allows you to create your own sewing stitches in Palette versus PE design. Those are the two biggest differences. So other than that, they are generally the same program. Brother makes the Palette program, so it is the same program, except for the exclusives, Scan and Cut and My Stitch Design Factory. So you guys happy 2020, happy 2021, 2021. Let's get 2020 behind us. Hopefully everybody has toilet paper stocked up for this week. If you don't, be sure, go get your yeast, your flour, and any cleaning supplies that you need. So yeah, Margaret, the Stitch Design Factory is pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. They both have the new decorative fill creator in them, but only PE Design has the Stitch Design Factory for the sewing stitches, and that's kind of a nice little thing. You get to kind of get outside of your box and get something that's not on your sewing machine. In Brother machines, you can do that on the machine itself, but it is actually really nice and easy on the software. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today, unless there's any other questions that pop up here. No? I'll give you one last thing. Since since more than one person asked about a patch, I'll show you that real quick. Okay. We'll do it in PE Design and we will do it in BES. Two truly easy projects. We can do this, knock this out in about 10 minutes. So hold on. I just can't shut up today, can I? So, all right, I'm in BES 4. You can bring in any design that you want. You can merge. You can use the built-ins. I'm going to use the built-ins. So I'm going to go into my add designs, and let's see here. There are some pretty designs, just so you know, down in here in the designs called designs. And let's say you wanted to make a patch out of a soccer ball. Imagine that you put your text around it. Well, actually, I guess I'll go in here and I'll add circle text to it. Let's do soccer. And let's select our font. I'm going to go with Quirk. I like Quirk. I'm going to shrink that font, so I'm going to look and see how low I can go. I can go down to 0.24 inches. I don't want to go quite that far. Let's see what it is. 6 millimeters. So let's go with about 15 millimeters and apply. And then I'm going to put Mom at the bottom and apply that. So we now have Soccer Mom. And if you want to shrink that in, you've got this little orange circle. If you put your cursor over that, you can just pull that smack dab in there. Go straight. We're going to select it all, and we're going to center. So I clicked it, and I drew around it, or you can choose Select All, or Control A. Go to the Arrange tab, and choose Horizontal Center, Vertical Center. And you are now centered. If you want your text a different color, let's go click on our text and change the color. Now, you want this into a patch. Go into your Add Design. This is super simple, guys. Choose Applique Shapes. Grab a circle. Draw around it. Select it. And then actually let's group the first part. So I'm going to hide this one right here. And I'm going to group this whole thing together. And then I'm going to unhide my patch. And we're going to select it all. Arrange, horizontal center, vertical center. Voila, you have a patch. Now, key thing with this on patches, your applique, I'm going to shrink that in a little bit. That's a little bit bigger than I want it to be. So let's select it all again. Control A, horizontal center, vertical center. You want to push your stitch to the outside edge if you want this to be a freestanding item. So if you're making a patch, it's pretty much a freestand. So we want to have your inset percentage go to the outside edge. So you want to go to about 80% on your inset percentage. You notice how that pushes that stitch out? If you're making this freestanding and you're cutting with a scan and cut, that's what you want to do. You can then touch your scan and cut tab. Your circle is ready to cut. You can stitch your placement stitch onto tearaway, or wash away or adhesive tear away. Adhesive tear away is kind of an easy one to go with. Then place your piece of fabric down on top of it, stitch the rest of your design, and you're off to the races. Diane, BES4 does not work with a Mac technically. You have to have a Windows operating system in order to get it to work with a Mac. So just so you know. Liz is allergic to cleaning supplies. I love that. That's good. Hold on, Kelly. I'll tell you that one in a minute. You are like the food. You are food porn queen. You are basically tempting me weekly, Kelly, on what you've served for dinner tonight. You have some amazing meals, I will have to say. I have been making. What was it? So back at the beginning of the pandemic, we couldn't find bread. So I was like, all right, well, we'll do some sourdough bread. Well, no flour, no yeast, no nothing. So I finally found yeast. I finally found flour. And so I started making sourdough. Now I'm a cheater sourdough because I actually go in and I add yeast to mine because it makes it rise faster. And now we are making sourdough rolls. The same recipe as the bread, but sourdough rolls. Oh, Tana, you're liking the mouse pads. That's good. No, I'm just saying you have some good looking meals there, Kelly. That's too funny. All right, guys. Patch and P design. Hold on. I'll flip back over to that one. So I gain weight just by watching what you've had for dinner, I will have to say. It doesn't take a whole lot for me. So P design. Let's just go in here and go to our home tab and select it all and delete it. We're going to delete everything. All right. I'm going to go to my import menu and we're just going to make a patch out of Santa's head. Okay. If you wanted to follow the contour in both programs, you could actually use the applique wizard. All you have to do is select the design, choose your applique wizard, tell it how far you want it from the original pattern, and click OK. It automatically adds it to it. Okay. If you want it to have a shape and not go around it, go to your shapes tool, grab your circle tool or whatever shape you want it to be in, be it a circle, a square, a rectangle, whatever you want. Select it all. And you want to go to Arrange, Center, Arrange, Middle. Now it's in the center. Click off everything and select your circle, Applique Wizard. Make sure that you replace it and click OK. Then you would take this and drag it to the beginning because you would want your patch part to go first because that would be what you're doing. Now for this one, you do not need to increase the size of that original piece because it punches it out to the outside edge already. So you're good. Okay. Just so you know. Margaret, the mouse pad is on my site. Sourdough recipe, I actually ended up playing with that one. So I've actually made my own sourdough recipe. I'll be happy to share that with you all. I may have to do that after the first of the year. I'll dig it out and share it on my Facebook page. But it's honey whole wheat sourdough is what I do. So it's got a little potato flakes in it. It's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that in it. And I have ended up making my starter twice now. Actually, the first two starters I made, those were nasty. I will have to say they were terrible. So yeah, it just depends on what you want to do. But and I've got it down to an art now. So I will have to say I will post that in there. I'll share it on my Facebook page. So what did Joyce? You got a luminaire with P design. No, you're going to actually, you'll use the wireless card with BES4 goes into the SD slot. And I don't think the luminaire has an I don't remember if I have an SD slot over there or not. 10 needle does not. I think the Luminaire still does. But if not, use the adapter. So if you want to send wirelessly from your BES4, you would use the SD card from BES4. They are two different programs. They are very complementary. There's things that I can do in my BES4 easier than I can do in PE Design. Things that I can do in PE Design easier than I can do in BES4. One thing that I will alert you to is if you are going from PE Design to BES4, you need to save your design both as a version 11 and a version 10 file, because BES does not read the version 11 file at this time. We are working on it, but currently they don't. Let's see here. Yeah, thank you, Charlene. I couldn't remember if we did or not, but I was pretty sure we did. I think the only one they took it out of was the 10 needle. Thank you guys for confirming that, because I didn't want to have to get up and go there. All right, guys, I think we have completed enough time today. If you have any other questions, like I said, please be sure and let me know, because I'm always looking for ideas on what to teach you all. Things that I think are simple, you may not. And so I sometimes skip them. And that's really, it's building blocks. And the biggest tip I can give you for 2021 is to sit down and play with your software, whatever it is. You need to bond with it. Sit down and touch a few buttons every day. That is the best advice I can give anybody. That's how I learned my software. I don't read manuals. I write them, but I don't read them unless I'm stumped. So what I do is I sit down in front of my computer and I start trying to play with something. Well, what's that button right there do? I'm not actually trying to do anything with it. I'm trying to figure out what that button actually does. Why do I need that button? What is it going to work for me? Oh, she loved her sunflower tote. She did love her sunflower tote. That was a labor of love. That took me like 5 days to get the entire thing done, because there is no pattern for it. And I'm sitting there going, how did I make mine? So I had to go back again for that. All right, guys, you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Great new year. And here's to a better 2021. So love you guys. See ya.